Good morning, friends, and welcome to the video. We're doing things a bit differently today. I spent last week in Delaware with my family and didn't have enough time before the first of the month to film and edit a February plan with me. I thought about uploading it late because it wouldn't be the first time that I've done that, but instead I thought I would try a little something different, something that has the vibe of a plan with me, but without needing to sit down in front of a camera with my computer. So today, I'm bringing you along for a Sunday reset. A reset that is much needed after, of course, getting through January, but also after traveling, being away from my apartment in Brooklyn, and many, many long work days. Unlike some, I don't really have an organized master plan of a reset that I live and die by every single Sunday, but I do know the types of things that help me reflect and feel good about the week, or weeks that have passed, and how to prep for the week to come. Doing this video helped me feel really intentional about the choices I made on this day, so who knows, maybe soon I will live and die by a Sunday routine or something like it, but for now, I just want to take the day as it comes and lean into the things that make me feel good. After making my coffee this morning, I first chose to ease into my day by doing a little reading. I'd like to do this every day, but I try to give myself a little grace if it doesn't happen during the work week. Sundays have more opportunity though, so I was actually really looking forward to reading without having to worry about the next thing. What I feel truly makes this activity a reset though is the location in which I chose to read. Environmental wellness and the impact of the spaces that I occupy is something I've been trying to consider more and more recently. You see, I'm an introvert. I'm independent. I could stay inside alone for multiple days in a row and not feel fazed by it. However, I do notice the cooped up feeling that builds up sometimes by always being in the same room, something that is likely to happen a lot when living in a small New York City apartment. So rather than reading on the couch where I watch TV, which also occupies the same space as my desk where I work from home frequently, today I chose to read in the loft. One of my goals in 2024 is to take advantage of the city more and appreciate the opportunities I have here. And I realized today that I could also strive to do a better job of appreciating my living space more as well. It's not every day you get to live in a fun Brooklyn apartment with a loft, so I definitely need to come up here more. The next step of this reset was to sit down and take the time to plan my week, and if you know me, you know I do this using Notion. You also probably know that I like to plan out every aspect of the week where I can, but of course I'm human and I know that that isn't always realistic. Today, though, it felt realistic, so I went for it. I talk about my Notion a lot in my plan with me's, so I'm going to keep it simple and just insert some screen recordings from my iPad of what I was doing here so you get the idea. One of the first things I do, and the thing I'm always most excited about, is planning my meals. Like I said, I don't have a standard Sunday routine, but I do plan my meals every single week. It provides me with a type of satisfaction and excitement that I can't quite explain, that and grocery shopping. But by the time I sat down to plan today, I had already chosen my meals for the week and gone grocery shopping, so all that was left was determining when I would be cooking and eating what. Next, something new I've been playing around with is scheduling my opportunities for movement throughout the week. Sometimes I write this in my digital planner, sometimes I don't. I like the idea of just going with the flow each day, but more often than not, I end up not doing the workout or the spin class or the run. So with this calendar, I've been trying to more intentionally schedule in time for movement. This requires me to look at my work calendar in advance and compare it to the spin schedule, the weather, etc. I think I like this more than simply writing it in my digital planner because I can more easily track things this way and notice trends, which helps with accountability and sustainability. Having personal weekly and weekend to-do lists has also kept me on track since I integrated them into my Notion in this way. I keep my work to-do list in my digital planner, and I find that I tend to avoid my planner if I'm not working. My Notion, on the other hand, I check more regularly throughout the week because so many other aspects of my non-work life are integrated here, so having my personal to-dos right here on my homepage has really made all the difference. Since I was already on my homepage, I also took a moment to update my habit and water trackers. I try to check in with this a few times per day. Like my movement calendar, with these, I like the ability to track over time and have more tangible proof of where I may be doing really well and where I have opportunities to grow for any given habit. Between working from home, working in the office, and traveling to Delaware when I can, there's a lot of variability in my weeks that I always see reflected here. So in being more aware of these trends, I hope over the next few weeks and months that I can bring some stability to these areas of my life. The next area I try my best to check in with regularly, but truthfully, it does often get forgotten, is my content calendar and planning out my YouTube videos for the month. This is another area I see greatly impacted by where I am physically located any particular week as well. Knowing this, I am hopeful about finding more stability in my filming, editing, and uploading schedule as well. And of course, planning these things out in advance. In the final part of my planning reset, I checked in with my January goals and began listing out some of my goals for February. Without having filmed a plan with me, I almost forgot to do this. If you've been around for my planning videos in the past, you know I'm always trying to find new ways to operationalize my monthly goals. I'm trying to keep a positive mindset about my success rates with goals, and rather than put myself down for not reaching certain goals in a particular month, focus more on how I can redefine a goal to be more tailored to what I desire and what I'm capable of. I've spent too much time working against myself in the past when really I should be experimenting with how to work with myself, because that's how goals become sustainable, and that's how external motivation becomes internal. As much as we all probably agree that resetting and planning is a benefit to our mental and physical well-being, that doesn't mean that every so often it isn't going to feel like a chore. I wouldn't label this reset day in particular as feeling like a chore. However, I figured I might as well carry the good energy into doing something else nice for myself. I don't regularly do my nails, but I do enjoy the process of doing it and how the outcome feels. It's like this greater sense of being put together, even though in reality I know that you don't have to have your nails, makeup, or hair done to actually be or feel put together. I guess it's kind of like a placebo effect. So this is your reminder to do nice things for yourself, whether you're already having a good day or whether you're having a bad day. It's a few hours later now, and I'm doing what others have coined as putting the house to sleep. When I first heard about this concept, it really resonated with me. Think about it. Before we put ourselves to bed, we do pieces of self-care, practice good hygiene, and prep ourselves for a good night's sleep in an effort to wake up feeling good and refreshed the next day. Doing this for our living space is a similar process with similar results. Earlier this weekend, I did more specific cleaning like vacuuming and laundry, so think of things like cleaning any leftover dishes or wiping surfaces down and straightening up as more like a maintenance clean, or setting your home up for a fresh start in the morning. All too often, I'm awoken in the morning to remember there were minor or inconvenient messes around the apartment, which I always feel compelled to take care of before starting my workday. And all this does is take away from the precious time of my mornings and backtracks everything else I want to accomplish. And not to mention the idea of environmental wellness I was talking about earlier. That being said, ideally, I'd like to start putting my apartment to sleep each night, as the more frequently I practice this, the quicker the process will become, and the less buildup of things and dishes there will be, and the more genuinely refreshed and happy I'll feel in the mornings waking up to a tidy apartment. Finally, to end my day of reset, I did my evening skincare routine. Skincare is another one of those things that I do practice consistently, twice per day, most days, so this isn't a reset so much as it is maintenance. However, something I am trying to be more intentional about when it comes to doing my skincare is slowing down. Yes, I take care of my skin because it keeps my skin healthy, but it also brings about that sense of satisfaction and excitement, like making my weekly meal plan. Despite this, all too often I find myself rushing while washing my face, rushing while rubbing in a serum or a moisturizer. I can literally feel my heart rate increasing as I apply products and go about my routine. I have enough about my daily life that activates my nervous system, and my skincare routine doesn't need to be one of those things. So I'm really trying to practice bringing more calm and stillness to my routine, which requires bringing attention not just to my movements and rate of application, but to my mental awareness as well. Being more in the moment, enjoying the process, the opportunity to be able to have this moment with myself twice per day. So thank you all for coming along on this reset journey with me. It felt really good to do this for myself, and I'm grateful for the opportunity to be able to share it with you.